Hello and welcome to the Workplace Options podcast. In this special learning series, we will be humanizing the WPO learning topics and profiling some of our top trainers. Today, we are here to unpack our topic titled Discover the World of Emotional Intelligence. And we're doing that with one of our top trainers, Walter Carter. Welcome, Walter. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, James. Thanks for the introduction and for inviting me to join. It's good to be here. Well, just a bit about myself. I'm biracial. My father is African American. My mother is a Polish immigrant to the United States. I'm 37 years old. I was born in Chicago, Illinois, in the States. I've been living in Melbourne, Australia for about 5 years. I'm a permanent resident here, and my wife's also Australian. Before that, I completed a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling from a university in the States. I've been a mental health counselor since that time. I'm registered with the Australian Counseling Association and licensed as a counselor in the States as well. I'm a holistic therapist, which means I cover a kind of broad range of different modalities, including humanistic, Freudian, CBT, DBT, IFS. There's a whole load of them that I'm familiar with. My client population includes adults, kids, couples counseling, groups. I treat multiple diagnoses, including anxiety, depression, ADHD, bipolar, eating disorders, and also provide empathy and compassion training.
You bring a world of experience to WPO, Walter, and also a world of experience to the delivery of this topic, particularly around EQ. So for the listeners here that are not so familiar with our topic, discovering the world of emotional intelligence, please let me shed a little bit of light. So our ability to recognize personal feelings, the feelings of others, and managing emotions and balancing that with thoughts are traits that are all associated with emotional intelligence, or EQ, as it's commonly known as. Now, emotional intelligence requires skills such as self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So embracing the nuances of human emotion provides several benefits at work, particularly better collaboration and teamwork, compassionate leadership, boosted morale, and overall a happier and healthier workplace. Participants in this topic will learn that by recognizing the feelings of family members, colleagues, and friends, we can respond in a balanced and rational way that can improve our relationships and also help us collaborate more effectively. Walter, can you help our listeners understand the learning outcomes of this topic, please?
Sure, James. Yeah, I can cover and break down some of the 6 subcategories to provide a deeper understanding of EQ. So, for example, we're going to scratch the surface, learning about EQ, some of the benefits for mental health, how to improve EQ, how emotions impact brain behavior, ways to improve the communication, and then touch on the breathing and mindfulness techniques. And it's important just to give another alternative and simplified definition of emotional intelligence, which refers to the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence emotions in yourself and in others. It's an essential part of healthy human development. I need to emphasize that as humans, we have emotional developmental stages that require development and are essential parts of our life experience. So it's important to remind ourselves to process what we feel. And then with EQ, everyone is at a different level. So I can appreciate, we're all different. And to accept where you're at and to take the learning and the work that you may want to do on yourself at your own pace. So let me break down just some key components and their role in mental health there's 5 main categories: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So with self-awareness, the ability to recognize, understand, and label our emotions, what we're feeling, be able to express emotion, and the balance between not repressing what we're feeling and also not dumping too much onto others. Self-regulation, ability to manage the emotions and the impulses, getting in touch with your feelings. With motivation, how to use emotions to benefit intended outcomes and also helping foster resilience. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. And then, of course, social skills, building stronger connections, reducing conflict, promoting a greater sense of belonging. Important to remind you and everyone, growing EQ takes a lot of courage. So choosing to face your feelings, process what's needed in developing yourself emotionally, it's not always an easy task. So just kind of that reminder, please be kind to yourself. And just like going to the gym, after a while it feels easier, similar with EQ.
It is certainly a journey, that is for sure. And so, Walter, why does this challenging topic of EQ, something that takes a bit of time to master or to get a handle on, why does it resonate with you in particular?
Well, James, EQ does resonate with me because it helps me better emotionally support myself and others, especially as a therapist. Life can feel hard sometimes, and raising my EQ, being an immigrant here in Australia, it's helped me navigate and accept life's challenges as a necessary part of growth. So now I try to not resist growth, yet rather flow with it. And I've learned that the more that I prioritize processing and feeling my emotions, the easier it becomes to accept the variety of life's outcomes. And, ultimately, emotions are what helps us feel connected to others. So it's so important. We can't neglect that. In another way, it's almost the built-in wealth that each of us have. So EQ is very meaningful and important to me. Yeah.
And feeling connected to others certainly helps us at work and at home. That is for sure. And so for our listeners that are interested in learning more about the world of EQ, please reach out to WPO and we can look at sharing this topic with your organization. And for listeners that are resonating with Walter, who has joined us here today, Walter is available to deliver this topic as well as many other WPO topics globally, virtually, or in person here in Australia. So once again, please reach out to WPO. Walter, thank you for your time today, and I look forward to our next catch-up.
Thank you for having me, Jim.